this is Noreen from Joy of Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! For more of my Stampin' Up! Card videos, make sure you click on that subscribe button and that little bell thingy, and you'll be the first to be notified when my videos release. Anyhow, this is kind of different. We're going to do a mystery card, and I actually did this with my other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators ladies. I have a huge, actually two huge groups of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and we have this awesome community. In fact, if you ever want to be a part of our Stampin' Up! Community, come on onto my team and you can be a part of this too. So this is called the mystery card. And I'm not going to show you my card like I do always, but it's a mystery one. And I would love to see everyone's card. And it was amazing when we did this with the meeting. I'd never done this before, believe it or not, and mine came out a lot different. And how they did it is they gave us these instructions and then we did it as, you know, kind of live. But we're going to do this one different, and the way that I kind of assumed it went. So I'm giving you these instructions here. I need you to take a 4 1/4 by 12 inch designer series paper. Okay, so you're going to get a 4 1/4 and by 12, so it's this long. And I want you to score at 2.5 and 8.5 along the 12-inch side. Obviously, you couldn't do it the other way. And then I want you to take a piece of coordinating cardstock, that's CS cardstock, and make it 3/4 of an inch by 4/4 of an inch. Now you can texture that if you want or not. And then I want you to take a piece of coordinating cardstock that's 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch, and some kind of neutral that coordinates. And then I want you to, in all your stuff, all your Stampin' Up! Stuff, I want you to punch or die cut a shape that fits your desired greeting image from the same kind of neutral cardstock. And then I want you to do the same thing, punch or die cut a shape or a layer and use that as the layering piece for the coordinating neutral. Then I want you to take a piece of 20-inch ribbon or trim, and then a stamp, any kind of sentiment. So any sentiment you want that'll fit anywhere on your card. There's no rules, and whatever embellishments you want. So I want you to take this, stop the video, just pause it, gather up all the supplies, and then I'll show you what I came up with and post on my comments a picture of what you did. That would be great. Or if you have a problem with that, you can go to my email address, which is Noreen, Noreen, at joyofcards.com, and I'll put that on the bottom here thing. So stop it, and then we'll come back. So hopefully everybody's got their stuff, or if you want to, you know, cheat a little bit, I don't blame you, I would too. So for my DSP, the 4 1/4 by 12 inch, I chose this piece from Brightly Gleaming. It's a piece that I have not used, and I had a lot of, and it's like, it's so pretty. I'm forcing myself to use it. And that's what's great about the mystery card, is it kind of gets you to make things that you wouldn't normally make. It's kind of like getting a Paper Pumpkin subscription, even though it's like, oh, well, now I have to do these kits every month. But it's like, yeah, but it gets you out of your comfort zone. So that's why I like doing this. So here's my piece of 4 1/4 by 12. I scored it at 2.5 and 8 inches. For the next one, the 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/4 coordinating cardstock, I chose gold foil because there's gold in this paper, and I thought, well, that would make a lot of sense. So I chose that. And then for my 5 1/4 by 4 neutral cardstock, I chose a Night of Navy, because if you look in this designer series paper, Night of Navy is one of the coordinated colors. So I chose Night of Navy, and then it wants you to die or punch a desired greeting image. Well, I didn't go small, I went big. I went for the stitched nested label dies, and this is the 2nd largest and the 3rd largest die. And I cut, and it says that you're supposed to cut one of them in the same neutral. So I cut the Night of Navy in the second largest one, and then it said to cut another one to layer under your neutral here. So I chose very vanilla, not white, very vanilla. And then it wants you to pick some ribbon or trim about 20 inches, and I chose the gold rope from Wonders of the Season 2. So I chose this, and then embellishments, I'm gonna go with the metallic pearls in the gold, because they're gold, and then also the Holiday Rhinestone Basic, because there's some blue in there. So let's get started. Three, two, one. So the first thing I wanted to do is you can fold your base any way you want. I mean, there are no rules other than these are the pieces you need to use. So what I decided to do is take the 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/4, snail that up, and I'm gonna put it on the bigger side of the front edge of the card like so. And I'm gonna fold my card like this way. So I put that piece there, and then I thought, okay, so what am I gonna do with this? And the reason why, and I figured it out prior to, that I made these bigger is because this is supposed to layer on top of this. Well, the only way to do that is to take the two dies. So you take that second largest one and the third largest one, you cut this in the Night of Navy, and then I'm gonna layer that smaller one on top, tape it down, and run it through the die cutter, and I get this piece. And this is the piece I'm gonna use for this. So see, here's something kind of like on the fly. You went, oh, you know what? I'm gonna kind of do that. So, and I hope that everybody's kind of following along, or they've kind of put their card together, and I would love to see all your cards, because some really awesome ideas come out of doing this. So I'm going to layer this up on that, because you're supposed to, it says that you're supposed to label it or layer it on. So here's that layer. So I got to this point and I thought, what am I going to do with this? So what I decided to do is take this and put it in here. Now, it doesn't say anything about adding stuff, so I'm not going to use this for the actual greeting. I'll add that. So I'm going to put this here, and I thought, well, what am I going to do with this? And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if it like folded over and I tucked it under here? So what I'm going to do is actually peel my bit of a frame up a little bit, and I am going to cut off just a little bit. I'm going to cut from like, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 of an inch past this turn right here. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. I've scored that part. I'm just going to take my bone folder here and give it a nice little crease, and then I'll bring that back up on the frame, turn it over, and I'm going to cut off the blue part of the frame. All right, so that's what we've got. So what I want to accomplish here is to tuck this under the Night of Navy paper, but also for it to not really be noticeable when you open this up. because this paper is not as wide as my designer series paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take this, snail this back end here, and line it up the edge. So it's on this edge here and this edge here. Well, it doesn't quite match up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the gold piece. I'm going to pull it up a little bit, and I'm going to move it over ever so slightly. So it's going to go a little past the designer series paper edge there, and then see how it lines up, because I don't want it to look like it doesn't line up. I'm going to move it over just a little bit more. And you can kind of like fold it down on top. See how close you're getting? Just kind of play with it. So I've moved over the gold piece, and this piece is at the very top and the very edge. So, and it works. So you probably have to move your gold piece over a little bit, and it won't matter because we're going to do something to that later. So we've got that, and now we're going to take our 4 by 5 1/4 neutral, which is our Night of Navy, and we're just going to line it up and snail it down, obviously only on this flap here. So go ahead and snail that up and put it right in the middle like so. Okay, so you've got this so far. Now I'm going to put a sentiment here, and the sentiment I chose is from Itty Bitty Christmas. I'm doing Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I took a coordinating ink, which is Night of Navy, and I'm just going to ink this up, and I know I'm kind of doing it backwards, but that's okay because it's good to know where the middle is here. So I'm just going to stamp that, and there we go. And if you turn it over, it's nice and where you want it. And then the other part of the instruction was the ribbon or the trim. So I chose this gold foil rope. So I thought, what am I going to do here? And by the way, if you have something that's like flopping up like this and it's kind of driving you nuts, take like a glue dot and then kind of take up a part of the stickiness just on your finger, just kind of roll it around, maybe even like pull it in half, and take a little piece of the glue dot and kind of stick it here, and I'll kind of keep it down, and it'll still pop open easily. So, but it kind of holds it down. So anyway, so back to the trim. So what am I going to do with this ribbon? And it's like, I don't know. So what I thought, and it's just kind of crazy, but I thought, well, I'll just wrap it around my fingers like so, and then take a piece of it and squish it and kind of make a middle part here, just like a big fluffy ribbon, and then take a glue dot and hold it down. A glue dot holding down the top, and then I'm going to put another glue dot and put it on the back. This is just kind of my makeshift ribbon, and I'm going to stick it here. So I'm going to fiddle with it for a second and get it down for you. So I've got that ribbon on there, and it kind of looks a little terrible until you put one of these holiday rhinestone basic jewels, and I have a blue one, so ta-da, so that looks good. So I've got this going on, and I thought, well, let's decorate it a bit. So I took those same holiday rhinestones, and then I took my metallic pearls, and I just decorated that up. So I'm going to put all my little rhinestones down. I'll be right back. So here's all my little rhinestones on there. So we got this flipping up and this open. And now we're kind of to the point where we can do whatever we want. So we've got everything required here, and we're just going to decorate. So I decided to put inside the card the Dove of Hope, and I stamped the branch here and the ornament here. Now when I stamped it, I actually used Pretty Peacock because this paper right here is Pretty Peacock, and I chose the branch because of all this stuff that's going on here. And now I'm going to take the dies from Detailed Doves, and I'm going to cut these out, and I'll be right back. Now I'm going to take my Stampin' Blends, and I'm going to take the dark real red and the light and dark Pretty Peacock, and I'm gonna color in, and I'm gonna do that. I'll be right back again. Now that I've got these all colored in, and by the way, I stamped this on very vanilla, and like I said, I used the Pretty Peacock and then filled it in with Pretty Peacock. So let's go ahead and snail this down, and I'm just gonna put this right off to the side like so, and take the ornament, do the same thing, and hang it on the tree like so. And now we just need an inside. So what I did, because this is the part where I'm just adding. It doesn't say anything that I can't add, so I'm gonna add. I took a Night of Navy, and this one is 3 3/4 by 5, and a very vanilla, and this one is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So I'm grabbing the sentiment from Dove of Hope. That's where I got the branch and the ornament from. And I'm going to take some Night of Navy again, and let's go ahead and stamp that on here first. I'm going to go ahead and snail it on the base, and then snail it inside the card. Now that we have that on there, I thought it needed just a little something something. So I took this die from Detailed Dove, and I made this in gold foil, and let's go ahead and just snail it on there. Now, if you're going to snail inside your card, which I don't recommend doing, because when you close the card, all those little webs from the snail will hang onto the card, and it'll kind of open sticky. So if you want to take your pick tool and just break all those webs, then it won't do that. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put one here, and then I'll do the other side. I think we're done, but actually I kind of don't like these edges, so I took another 2 pieces of the gold foil and did that 4 1/4 by 3/4, and I'm going to snail it and put it on each side. And here's that other piece of gold foil, and I'm going to cover up where we pulled that front piece so these match in the middle. So I'm going to cover up the fact that we moved that, and that's the card. So this is the mystery challenge here. So I think it looks pretty. Watch. So it'll go like this and that. So here's the one I made, my beta card. So it's just like up and open, and you got that little doohickey there, and then open it there, and it's pretty. So that's mine. So I would love to see your cards. So put them up on my website, either joyacards.com, or you can email me, Noreen@joyacards.com. If you can somehow attach it to the comments in my video, that'd be great too. So that's it. And guess what? I do give away the demo cards, and if you're a first-time subscriber and you like the card, put something in my comments with your email. I can't contact you unless you put your email in there. You could win the demo card. So I'll get your email address and get your mailing address, and you'll get something for free. So that's it.